All right, so we're leaving Goodwill. Didn't find anything today. Today is Saturday. I typically go to Goodwill's on Friday because I'm off work. But Thursday and Friday, I was at the Glock Red Dot instructor class. 2 awesome days at the range. And so I stopped in today. Listen, Goodwill and thrift stores, the purpose of these places is that, you know, people could donate what they didn't want, and then they would facilitate a transaction to people that maybe didn't have a lot of money, that needed clothes or shoes or something, some cheap furniture. And that's really the spirit of the thrift stores. But Goodwill and some of these other places like Ohio Thrift, they've decided that they don't want to be thrift stores anymore. They want to be resale stores. And if they're going to do that, then I believe that they should lose their 501c3, nonprofit organization status, because they are not a thrift store anymore. DVDs used to be 99 cents, they're $2. Shirts used to be $2.99, they're $4.79. Video games always used to be $3 or less. Now, as you can see right here, Xbox One games $7.99. Now, I think it's a great time to collect for Xbox One, but those should be $4 at Goodwill. They are charging premium prices for stuff that's not a premium item, you know what I mean? They're just going off of what corporate says. I'm sure the company probably doesn't make any money, but these CEOs and bosses at Goodwill are making tons of money because they've jacked up the prices because they want to be a resale store, and they're getting away with not paying taxes. There's this little pedal car, it's like $240 or whatever it was, and I'm thinking that should be in your store for like $50-$60, you know what I mean? And because again, the point is for somebody to come in that doesn't have a lot of money and be able to buy something nice or get something that they need, a necessity, furniture, clothing items, but they're not doing that. They're looking this stuff up and pricing it according to eBay, but they're not taking the eBay fees or any of that into account. They're just, whatever the highest price says, we're going to price it somewhere close to that. And that's absolutely ridiculous, because there's times where I'll come to Goodwill and I'll grab like whatever the tag is, like it's green tag. I'll grab a lot of clothing items that are green tag, and then something that's like full price, I'll be like, well, I'll take this too because I know I'm getting good value because I'm getting all the. Now you might not even want to go to Goodwill unless it's half off day. But let me know what you think about that. If Goodwill wants to be a retail store, should they lose their 501c3 nonprofit status? I think they should. Leave a comment down below. We're gonna try to hit Maxine's today and maybe another flea market type situation, but yeah, should be fun. What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode. Listen, neighbors are out there working on a 4-wheeler. Had to go out there and have a talk with them. They got it figured out, so hopefully we want to have to film the intro to this another 6 times. Anyway, first pickup of the week, Oak City Gamers official t-shirt. That's right, not the Chinese knockoff nonsense, the real McCoy right here. I will say that these TeePublic shirts are very, very comfortable. I'll leave a link to Matt's channel down below. Been a great friend of mine on YouTube, 5-6 years or so. So go over there. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, hit that notification bell. He does pick up videos like I do pick up videos. So if you like that, you'll like his content. Make sure you check that out. It's very nice. I'm gonna sleep in this. All right, so we go to Goodwill today. Green tag, and I grabbed some VHS tapes. They were all 50 cents. I grabbed Total Recall on VHS, and then got home and I realized that I already had a copy of Total Recall on VHS. I thought I had Running Man for whatever reason, but Sharon Stone right there, buddy. I tell you what a Hellcat back in the day, right? I don't know what I'd do with her. 10 seconds and an apology, maybe, if she's lucky. Ha ha ha! Also snagged these Jack Hanna Zoo Life, I don't know, just like little animal VHS tapes. But here in Columbus, Jungle Jack Hanna, man, was a local celebrity, the spokesperson of the Columbus Zoo, which was one of the better zoos in the country. And he'd go on Letterman and he'd take like monkeys and leopards and stuff. But yeah, we got a bunch of these. We're gonna lot these up. Looks like you get about $15 for the set. That'll be cheap shipping. Some media mail. So next thing I got, listen, if you guys, I know most of you like resell to support your video game stuff or your toy collections or whatever, and that's great, man. I think that's a great way to, you know, work and support your habit. So if this is not something you guys like, I apologize. Leave some comments down below, and I'll just take them out and just stick to like the video games and toy stuff. But one of the things, because video games and collectibles are harder and harder to find, and they're costing more and more and more, right? The days of big box of Nintendo, porch pickup, 20 bucks, first one gets it, those are over, right? I think we can all agree on that. And platforms like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, they've kind of taken a downturn because they're just so populated with resellers, and people understand the value of what they have, so they want close to max value, if not max value, which doesn't leave a lot of profit for people that want to resell to supplement their income or pay for their collections. Again, I don't have a problem with both sides of that, either side of that. I don't have a problem with somebody asking for what the stuff is worth, nor do I have a problem with people reselling. But I think it's interesting that you sort of branch off when you can't find those things that you normally sell. There was a time where I would just sell video games and consoles because I was finding them all the time. But now that I'm paying for my eBay store, I need to fill that store with things that I think are gonna sell. And if I can't find video game stuff to sell, then that means I gotta find other stuff to sell. I'm certainly not a clothing seller, although I do have sort of my niche of clothing that I like to sell. Athletic apparel, polo, Tommy Hilfiger. You know, I stay away from the mall brands, but anyway, new tag stuff I definitely will grab. But I found these Foundry polo shirts, one pink, one yellow. Throw that over there. I typically stick to large to double XL because that's what I think that everybody else wears. And not being a clothing seller, I'm not in tune with what the trends are and what sizes are selling. I don't have a large base of people that are coming to my eBay store to look for clothing items. My eBay store is games and more, man. We do games and we do a lot of other things. By the way, link to that be down below. I'm trying to get to 100 followers, man. So just click on that, go follow me. You don't have to buy anything or anything like that. But those are 4XL shirts, and they were $2.40 today. So I got $5 into them. But I was thinking that people that wear bigger size shirts, they always sort of get screwed because they always have to pay, you know, $2 more, $3 more for that bigger size. And I thought, here's an opportunity where I get something for $5, throw it up on my eBay store for 20 plus shipping, and some guy that wears those sizes can get 2 collared shirts with a pocket, you know, for 20 bucks delivered right to his front door. So I thought that would be a good buy, and we'll see how it goes. And if it goes well, then I'll continue to buy bigger sizes, you know, if I can sell them, especially if I can lot them up. But yeah, I don't know. You guys sell clothes? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. But yeah, it's just, for me, it's always sort of, that may last the weekend. That may sit in my box for a couple years. Who knows? So before we get to the video game stuff that we got this time, I do have 2 other things that I want to show you. They're not necessarily video game related, but they are collectibles. And you know, we're banging on about Goodwill. And while on paper, in theory, they serve a community function, right? They facilitate that transaction, but they provide jobs, you know, job opportunities, but all that, their entire thing is written off, right? Like, what are your biggest costs in a business? Inventory, which they get for free, and labor costs. So they write off all their labor costs, the lights, the the water, anything that goes into that building just gets written off at the end of the year. And you should see some of these videos on YouTube about, and sometimes they get out and they get pulled real quick. Goodwill's got some pull, man. They got some lobbyists for sure. They got some stroke, where somebody will video the manager's banquet that they have with, oh yeah, somebody donated a Rolex watch and they have it up there for blind auction and things like that, man. It's just, they give away stuff. They give away all the good stuff, rare and expensive stuff, to the managers and regional managers and CEOs at these banquets, which is slimy. They have definitely gone from a staple in this country to a corporate greed company, and it's disgusting. But I don't expect people at Goodwill to be subject matter experts on everything, and they get mandates on how they price stuff, video game stuff. There's less jewelry in Goodwills now because they all send it back to this magical warehouse where it all gets sorted through, and then it gets put online on their online auctions. And then whatever's really, really good goes to these manager functions that they have once or twice a year. And yeah, it's just bizarre. But when you go to the store, you know, they have this collector's case, and if you want to be, listen, you want to be this resale store, Goodwill, then you need to actually have people that know a little bit about what's coming into your store. Because when I go to your collector's counter and there's My Hero Academia, you know, shoestring holders for $3 in the collector's counter or the collector's case, that's not, it's $3. Throw that crap on the shelf, you know what I mean? So let's take a look at a couple items that were actually on the shelf at Goodwill today that are actually profitable items that are actually collectible and should have gone in their collector's case. First is this Tyler Riddick Lionel Racing race car. Now, a lot of this NASCAR stuff is not really worth a whole bunch. It's all limited edition, driver's edition, winning circle edition, right? They started that trend in the 90s. Everything was limited and special edition, and it was all mass-produced garbage. But I saw on the side that it was one of 528, one in 528. So they made 528 of these. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that this is valuable, but it's always worth a scan. Use your eBay app, scan it. This little bad boy is about $45 to $50. They had it for $7 on the shelf, where some kid's gonna knock it over, some guy's gonna like try to take it out of the box. So to put a $7 item that's actually a collectible on the shelf and put $3 My Hero Academia shoestring ties in the collector's case is ridiculous to me. Like, you need to have somebody there that knows what they're doing. The last piece, I walked past it and I stopped, I went, no way. So this was $3. And you're thinking, Chris, what in the heck is this? This is Valerie Stahl glass. It's from France, you know, because it smells like wine and arrogance. But this is a vintage piece of imported glass. And what this is, I'm gonna take the top off because I'll likely drop it, is you would put jam in here, you'd put sugar in here, and you'd put it on the table. The top has a little insert cut out so you could put your spoon in there and you would serve, you know, your jams, jellies, and sugars, you know? So very beautiful piece of glassware. Again, vintage, it's French, for $2.99 on the shelf. Again, some kid could knock it off, some person could drop it, you know what I mean? But this is actually collectible. This is about 35, 40 bucks, you know, just sitting on the shelf at Goodwill for $3. I'm not complaining, because if they're not gonna check some of this stuff, they're gonna put garbage in the collector's case, I'm gonna still buy awesome pieces of vintage glassware and things that are really collectible that they put out on the shelf. But if you want to make that evolution to be a resale store, then you need to actually do some research and find out what in your store is collectible and valuable and put that garbage in your collector's case and take all those fake Gucci purses and throw them out on the shelf for $5. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's my rant on Goodwill, man. I used to be, people that know me they will tell you, I used to be the biggest supporter of Goodwill because they do provide a community service. They do provide jobs. They do provide opportunities. And, you know, it just seems like, even with the shirts, they've discovered that people aren't buying the mall brands, you know, Old Navy, Cross and Borrow, stuff like that, for $4.79, but people are buying Nike golf shirts, so they jack those up to $6.99. It used to be a shirt is a shirt is a shirt. Whatever shirt it was $1.99, or now it's, you know, $4.79. But yeah, it's just crazy, especially when you're working on, if you're reselling clothing, a $3 shirt on half off days $1.50. If it's $2.70, it's $2.40. So that's almost $1 difference. So when you're selling these low end shirts that are 10, 15 bucks, you know, that extra dollar kind of eats into your profit margin to where it's almost not really worth your time or profitable to buy them. But I tend to sell the Polo, Ralph Lauren, athletic stuff. I sell that pretty well. So we'll still buy that stuff. But anyway, that's my little rant on Goodwill. Let's check out some awesome video game stuff. So I was watching a Nintend Joel video. Another guy, man, Nintend Joel, I've known Joel for probably 5 years or so. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. We'll just link channels today. That's what we're doing. But he was talking about a very rare Dragon Warrior book or guide or something that he had. And I thought, oh, I have that one thing, that Dragon Warrior thing that's pretty rare. I went to Maxine's. I said, Dave, can I have one of those comic books with backer board things? He's like, yeah, sure, here you go. So he just gave it to me. but this is the Enix America Corporation Dragon Warrior 2 letter that I just had sitting in a box. I was like, I know that's somewhere. It took me a couple minutes to find it, but yeah, basically says that, you know, buy Dragon Warrior 2, we're giving you this map, monster, and item guide as a free bonus. There's somebody on eBay right now that has the envelope, that guide thing, and then the letter, and they're asking $300 for that stuff. So I don't know what this little piece of paper is worth, but I'm glad I have it somewhat protected in that. Look up, all from watching Nintend Joel. You can learn a lot of great stuff from watching Nintend Joel. First pickup here, don't pay any attention to the prices. I have a good working relationship with Dave and the people that work at Maxine, so I kind of get good discounts. But RBI Baseball on the Nintendo. Now, the copy of RBI Baseball that I have is the one that I got from Back in the Day Gamer, link down below. And it'll stay in my collection, but this I got for Matt over at Oak City Gamers. As you can see, the label is absolutely trashed on that, but he has a stack of new old stock RBI Baseball labels. So send that to him, he'll clean that off, he'll put a new label on it, and hopefully pass it along and get it to somebody that wants a copy of RBI Baseball because it's a really good game. So pick that one up for Matty Ice over at Oak City Gamers. Paid out of pocket for a couple games here. First game is Maximo Ghost to Glory on PS2. I don't think these games are like rare or anything, but I just never see these games. And I don't really know anything about it. Is it a Ghosts and Goblins thing? I kind of heard that. Kind of looks like it there on the back. I think I remember hearing that. But this is a very nice, minty copy. Now, Pro Strat from CM Retro, take your manuals, turn them around that way, and let the spine hit this back part. Don't have your manual this way, where all these loose pages start snagging on that middle bar, and it frays the manual. So I always turn my manuals around like that. Anyway, Maximo Ghost to Glory. If you guys know anything about this game, leave a comment down below. Like I said, I don't think it's rare or anything like that. It's a game that I don't see. It's like locally uncommon. So paid up for that. We paid that one. And then I saw this in his collector's case, and I thought I watched a YouTube video, but it's Robocop 3 on Sega Genesis. It was 20 bucks. He gave me $2 off. So he gave me 10% off. Just, I'm sure he does that with all the girls. But because he likes me, he gave me $2 off. So yeah, we got those. And then in trade credit, this is crazy. We snagged a couple Nintendo dust sleeves. Got Adventures of Lolo, which I didn't have any of the Lolo games in my collection. So cool. And then a game that I've sort of been on the lookout for, but got it actually a pretty good deal on this. It's The Legend of Kage on Nintendo. So yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't have that one. I don't think it's like super uncommon. But yeah, I have my eye on this game too. This game has been in there since 9/16 of 2022. So over a year. It is iNinja on PS2, and that one is complete with the manual. You know, you always hear good things about this game. See right there, look. See those little nicks in the manual right there? That's because it keeps sliding and banging on that center bar. People, take care of your games. But yeah, iNinja, a game that, you know, I kind of always see this one, but I passed it up. But we got it. And then the steal of the day. It's been in there since 6/1 of 2023. So it's been sitting on that shelf for 4 months or so. But it's actually quite uncommon. It is PDC World Championship Darts on the PlayStation 2. I used to play in a lot of dart leagues and play on the All-Star team, stuff like that. But yeah, that was $4 on the shelf. They got this, they probably gave some guy, you know, $1 or $2 trade credit for it. And then they thought it was like a sports game that nobody wanted. So they put $4 on it, put it on their shelf. This game is like a $30 to $40 game. So I try my best to tell Dave, but he then goes, so you're getting it for $4. Awesome, I'm happy for you. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, if they mispriced it, whatever. So yeah, PDC World Championship Darts. We got in here. Anybody dart fans out there? We got Dan Barneveld, Peter Manley, Wayne Martle, Adrian Lewis. Adrian Lewis is a good player, man. 2-time world champ. Awesome. Okay, so that is going to do it. We got some game pickups. We got some other stuff. Just banging on Goodwill. What are we going to do? Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share on social media because that actually does help out a lot. Gets new people to check out the videos. Don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CM retro gaming goodness, guys. Check out all of those channels down below. Again, subscribing, hitting that notification bell doesn't cost a dime. What have you been picking up? Take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one. I got my haircut today. Kind of like Brad Pitt, only better looking. See you next time.